I think it's a cracking event. I love it because mental health, sometimes it can really get on you, can't it? And this is all about laughter and humour and kind of, talking about how we feel sometimes as well. I think it's a beautiful match, laughter and, seriousness at the same time.
Tonight we're raising awareness about men's mental health and wellbeing and the amazing support that's available to people here in Essex.
So the events are fantastic. So this is the third event I've been to. It's just amazing to look at all the great, amazing work that people are doing to sort of support men's mental health.
But also the added bonus is a brilliant comedy night. As we know, laughter is so good for us, but sometimes we don't really do it enough, do we? So it's nice to come, have a laugh, but also can hear some good wellbeing techniques.
Historically, we've been really bad at this, and we bottled our emotions up and haven't felt comfortable in finding those spaces to talk about these sort of things. And so sadly, we've lost far too many men to that. So it's just fantastic. I'm a big rugby supporter. Seeing that the rugby clubs are getting behind it as well, talking about looking out for your mates and things. So, it's across the board now, which is amazing, and hopefully it's making a difference and saving some lives, because this is what it's all about.
I think we all know that men aren't good about talking about a lot of things, and men's health is certainly very taboo for men of all kind of ages and all generations. They're not encouraged to seek help, to tell people how they're really feeling. I know a lot of my friends who have husbands who have health problems ignore the wife. So I think giving them a route to talk about how they feel, giving them access to advice and guidance is really, really important. And the guys that have been involved in these events have said it has been life-changing for them.
I think it's really important to talk about men's health, just to, open up the avenues to get support, really. For me, talking was part of my journey. I didn't talk when I was younger. It led to all manner of problems for myself when I was younger. I was very obese, had a lot of social anxiety. I didn't talk. I didn't have anyone to talk to about how I was feeling, really. Back then it was kind of shunned upon. You didn't really do it. I only opened up talking about my mental health when I was 40 years old, so it took me an awful long time. And I look back at that journey and think, what could have happened if I had have opened up a little bit earlier,
As we know, men generally don't like talking about their feelings, and I think it's so important because tonight we also have lived experience speakers on the stage that may just help opening up the door to somebody that might be struggling.
So important, because we don't talk about it, keep it to ourselves, and I've done that myself in the past. It's taken me to the darkest of places, a place where I didn't feel like I could be here anymore. Thank God I got through that, and a lot of the reason for that is because I started to open up, meet people who kind of understood me and I understood them, spoke about things, and my world changed.
I think mental health and suicide is something that is really, really troubling for everybody. And the number of younger men that are in such a desperate situation that they feel there's no way out but suicide. So suicide, I think, is something we really need to deal with and help people stay well and maintain their mental health.
Men stereotypically are not great at talking about their own health in the broadest sense. So mental health and the wellbeing conversation for me kind of go hand in hand. So anything we can do to encourage men to talk more, whether it's about their physical health or their mental health, I think is important. It's all important.
I suppose, addiction. 7 years ago, my life got to a stage with alcohol, drugs and gambling I couldn't see a way out of, and I had to take some help. I say had to. I was actually at that stage of my life where I'd had enough. I was in active addiction for about 27 years and it really got me, and I was ready to change. And this is the big part about accepting help, is that being ready to change. And I'm just so grateful that today, yes, I have been there, I have done that, and I now give my time to help others and obviously just show them that it can be done.
Well, it's somewhere between addiction and neurodivergence for me, because I have suffered from addiction to gambling and also from alcohol dependence. But as I've got older and then become aware that I've got ADHD, I can link a lot of it back. So I think it's a lot around that kind of linkage between lots of different stuff, whether that be addiction and mental health or neurodiversity or anything else really.
Yes, it has. Seeing the challenges that people have been through standing up on stage, talking about the dark places where they've been and how they worked through those really difficult times, and actually the amazing stuff that they're now doing for others that might be in a similar position.
Yeah, it constantly does actually. I'm of a certain age now where I kind of need to start thinking about getting myself checked for all manner of different things. And events like tonight just kind of reinforce that sometimes. I think sometimes as guys we shy away from going to the doctor, and I think events like this can kind of wake you up a little bit.
Yes, tonight has made me think more about my well-being, because coming to things like this just keeps it at the forefront of my mind, really. I've had a busy day at work. I've been, really, really at it. And this gives me the time to step back, relax, and just put myself first.
100%, they're brilliant.
I would love to see more of these events.
Oh, I'd love to see more events like this. I mean, this is great. Why wouldn't you want to come somewhere where there's laughter, where there's people, where there's joy, where people just get on and everybody wants to be there for the same reason? There's nobody kind of against each other, and I love that.
I think this is a great format. I think it's very different to the other things that we do, and the feedback we've had has been very good. I think the fact that the guys who are involved in the show have their own personal experience means an awful lot to the people in the audience.
Oh yeah, I definitely think there's so many more different events we can do. Really love to do some events for young fellas. Working within schools and colleges. I really think that's quite important, to talk to people when they're young. Continue the events we're doing. The comedy events, going to sporting grounds as well. Yeah, definitely need more of them, I think.
It helps men to open up. It helps men to see, with our lived experience speakers, people are on that stage that have been there and done it. And it might just give them what they need, might just push that door open and just start that starting block to take the support that they need.